What can we learn about innovation from Denmark? We're going to find out. Stick with us. Hello, I am John O'Leary, the Executive Editor of Better, Faster, Cheaper, and I'm here today talking about innovation with Helle Carstensen, who is the Head of Department at the Ministry of Taxation in Denmark. Thanks for joining us today, Helle.
You're welcome.
Helle is also the representative from the Ministry of Taxation to MindLab, which is an innovation organization dedicated to trying to come up with solutions for three ministries: the Ministry of Taxation,
Yes.
Ministry of Business and Economic Affairs, and the Ministry of Employment. So this is a permanent center of innovation to come up with better or different services, approaches to taxation and other things where you touch the citizens on a regular basis. The
Yes.
burdens to companies and citizens, you're trying
On
to make them better.
regulation of companies. The three ministers handle 80% of the regulation of companies in Denmark. So when we decide to make things easier, it really works.
It makes a big difference in people's
Yes.
lives. One of the things you talked about is, and that's very unique about MindLab, and there's a website, you should go to MindLab to check this out, is the fact that there are three separate ministries working together, trying to break down the silos so that you can work in a coordinated fashion. How has that worked out for you?
We started 2 years ago, and actually we already have some results, good results in working together. One of the examples is how to ease on administrative burdens for the companies, and using new ways of doing that, going out to the companies, seeing what they're doing, and trying to plug in their working processes instead of them fitting into our system and our processes, have already reduced burdens on companies.
Great. This is folks from the ministries. There's a permanent staff, and then also people from the various ministries who are working on a specific project will come and develop the policies and changes, and then actually go out and implement it. Yes. So the folks who are actually doing the implementation of an innovation have played a role in developing it.
Yes, and they are placed in the different ministries. It's very important that MindLab is the place where you have a laboratory and you can go and get help on how to develop services and develop policies.
One of the things I love MindLab is sort of got some very creative spaces, walls you can write on, and desks that move so that you can have collaboration and innovation reflected in your physical space.
Yes, we have the experience that the physical room has a very powerful effect on the way that you work. And if you want people to come up with new solutions, you cannot put them around the table and
put them in a cube and a little
so
small
now we
desk.
have places where you can write on the walls and you can do things. You can change the room and have workshops, invite the citizens into the working place. Excellent. And that's very important.
Excellent. One of the things you talked about too, Helle, is the idea that you're not just looking at capturing best practices, you're also trying to find next practices.
Yes. We allocated about 75% of MindLab's resources in helping the ministries on doing certain projects, but the last 25% of their resources should be used on them seeing and finding new ways and combining the experiences from the different ministers and from the different projects.
Can you tell me, what advice would you give to someone who was going to try to do something like this where they are?
It's very important to seize the opportunity. So don't think that you don't have the resources, because you certainly will know someone in the public sector, in another agency or a colleague where you can do this. So just start doing it. Start saying, how can we do this better together? And then combine the resources that you already have and try to solve the problems that you are have in common.
Helle, thank you very much for being with us today. Your stories of innovation in Denmark are super, and anybody who's interested in more information can either visit mind-lab.dk and find out more information. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you for joining us.